53rd episode. I'm Jack Walsh.
And I am Luke Murray.
And today is Operation Wednesday, where we're going to dive in a little bit deeper about what it takes to keep this ship afloat. And we've got none other than Luke with us as well. Luke's our operations director. And we're going to be going into it a little bit more about what's been happening on the JLC side as well. But before we go into that, I just want to say thank you for everyone as well. This has been a ever evolving journey, certainly for everyone involved as well. Luke as well, appreciate you coming on. And we're going to be structuring it a little bit more moving forward. This is our 53rd episode. This happens every day, 1 p.m. live, and this is from our JLC hub in Bristol as well. So yeah, here we go. So yeah, Luke, let's dive into it then. Tell me what's been happening.
So unfortunately, we've had a resignation this week from one of our.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens. One of our really good employees.
Yeah. It is a bit of
Benji, we call him Benji Marks.
Benji Marks, yeah, you would have spoke with him. Perhaps you're a customer as well. You would have spoken with Benji, and he's on the front line dealing with customers.
Yeah, he's on the front line dealing with customers. So he's gone on to a different challenge. So we wish him all the best for that. And that obviously means that we've got to now think how we're going to replace that role, how we can make the operation more efficient and maybe make some cost savings. So what we're actually doing with that is we're not actually going to get somebody external in to replace it. We're going to look to break down that role amongst what we've currently got. So yeah, we're doing a little bit of a trial this week. We've got part of the purchasing going into logistics, and we've got part of purchasing in terms of the email responses going to the warehouse.
Yeah.
So both these areas are already well trained and well versed in dealing with the customer service side of things, getting back to customers with ETA times and solving queries and things like that. So it makes perfect sense that it should be an easy fix to cover it this way. So yeah.
I guess it does make sense as well. The natural temptation when somebody leaves, right? It's just quickly get someone in to replace them. But actually, if it might make us, rather than looking out, rather look inwards to see if we can try and resolve or try and kind of liquidize the role into. I mean, that's not to give anyone any unnecessary stress or anything like that, but because we're always evolving here and the processes and the changes are always changing. Perhaps actually there's wiggle room to kind of merge a role into some existing roles.
Well, that's the thing. There's no harm in trying it, because worst case scenario, if it doesn't work, people are really under pressure and we're maxing it out, then we can then look to get somebody else in.
Yeah.
But there's no harm in trying it, and we've got to push and make sure we've been as efficient as possible with our resource. So it makes perfect sense at this stage to at least trial it, give it a shot, and then in a month or two, if it doesn't work and it's too stressful, we can just bring another person in. So that's
going to be. So we're going to spread it across two departments.
Yeah, two departments.
Two departments, and that's warehouse and
logistics.
Logistics. Yeah. All right. Okay. Do they know this?
Yeah, of course they do.
Did they just find out now?
No.
Great, congratulations. No, good.
No, they're doing the training plans today. So Arlene has been sat Benji for the first 2 hours today.
Yeah.
And Kat is going to be doing that throughout this week as well for the UK ordering side of things.
I think I did see that actually.
Yeah. So you've seen that.
Yeah,
so
seen that.
Yeah, we're looking at maximising that month before he leaves. So yeah, big change. But yeah, I think it's
change isn't always bad. Change isn't always bad. Sometimes you've got to change. Change is it can be scary.
Change, yeah.
It can be scary, but I feel like as well, you could even be a positive, because I'm not saying Benji leaving is a positive. Benji leaving is definitely not a positive, but it's going to be sad. Yeah. I remember when he first joined actually, but we'll go into that maybe a bit later. But I feel like I just wanted my point is because Benji deals with obviously Benji has to communicate to downstairs. It could actually be a more efficient way for everyone just to be on the same page rather than introducing another person into the logistical line. Or the natural way of things. Maybe it could be a way of just departmental. Is that the right word? Maybe it isn't. But do you know what I'm trying to say?
Well, operationally, that's exactly another reason why we tried it, because the girls actually came to me with the idea. They were the ones that said,
"Oh, really?"
Yeah. So we actually sat down and thought about it, and the main reason is the girls in logistics are chasing ETA times, and they're not the ones that actually purchase it. So sometimes they have to send an email. Give a phone call to upstairs, and they might not be able to get the answer straight away. So if they're the ones actually ordering the UK weighing stuff, that they're waiting to come saving time on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then alternatively as well, or in addition to that, Arlene has got all the delivery notes next to her. So if a customer is saying, "Oh, when's this going to come in?" she should be able to give them an ETA really quickly, because she's got all the delivery notes right next to her, rather than Benji having to call downstairs and say, "Oh, when is this item coming in? What time can I give for this?" So yeah, it works. Operationally, it works.
Yeah.
As well. So yeah.
So okay, we're kind of spinning a negative on a positive there, or a positive on a negative. Sorry, but
got a couple of people.
Yeah.
In the chat.
Yeah.
Perry, old friend of the show.
Perry
says hello.
Hey, Perry.
Hi, Perry.
Yeah, change is a good thing. You got to welcome change.
Naran says hello.
Naran, welcome. Thank you for coming along. Any questions, please do.
Yeah, out of the two of you, who is the most competitive?
Who's that?
Rebecca.
Okay. Out of the two of us, I mean, to be fair, the only time that we've actually been, it's just football, isn't it? We played football, but luckily we're on the same side. But I think you're pretty competitive.
Who would you say was more competitive?
I don't know. I'm pretty toxic when it comes to.
I would say I'm pretty bad as well. I'm not afraid to admit this because it shows how competitive. I remember on that day for the football, Ben Lewis actually went off with heat stroke. And everyone was like, Ben, you okay? And I was like, come on, we can carry on now.
He was struggling.
Yeah,
he was literally about to faint. And
he was about to faint. I said, give him some water. He's fine now. He sat down, but we were losing our momentum in the game. And I was like, come on, let's get the game going, ref. Let's continue on.
I think we did win though, didn't we?
Yeah, we did win.
Yeah, we did win. Yeah, we actually smashed them.
So yeah,
who's more? I mean, it's different fields though. We're in different areas of the business. So in terms of like from business side, I guess I don't know whether you can be competitive. I guess you kind of can be, can't you? Because you could want more from everything and want more out of the process. Maybe there's like a kind of competitive nature to it. What would you say?
I think you're right, because I said when I first started as well, a lot of the KPIs I put in, I wasn't like told to do that by anyone. I wanted to just beat like my own. I'm quite competitive with myself. So if we have a score of X one month, I want to try and get Y and beat it the next month. So no one's putting pressure on me to do that. I just naturally want to be better at what I do and what my team does. So I'd say that is quite competitive.
Yeah.
But it's not really to beat anybody. It's just
you have to beat yourself. You have to beat yourself. I guess the only race that we're in is like is the one with yourself, isn't it? So you're constantly against yourself. So that's like an interesting point. For my side, I guess I'm competitive in the sense that I'm surrounded by some of the best salesmen the UK has ever seen upstairs, of course. So I'm naturally trying to beat them, trying to better them, or there's always an element of competition. It's always been a bit of fun, of course, and as well, it kind of helps push me into being the best and putting myself in uncomfortable situations that ultimately are rewarding. So I don't know. So who would you say then?
I don't know.
It's hard to say.
I don't know.
I don't know. I reckon you might be. Yeah, it's not. It's not. Look at us being so like submissive to one another.
It's not like
I am. You're not.
It's not a great achievement. I'm the most competitive. It's not a great.
Yeah, we're not like that though, are we? We're not like that. Nice try, Rebecca. You're not getting that. You're not getting that out of us, all right?
Another question.
Yeah.
Would you consider a career within TV when JLC Live takes off?
Who's that from?
Also Rebecca.
Rebecca.
From Cream.
That's for you, obviously.
Well, mate, it could be for both of us. Do you know what? I actually, I have like a newfound. I'm not saying that. Yeah, I have a newfound like respect for people that do things like present, and like when I listen to the radio as well, I'm just like I'm much more aware of being able to speak on the spot. And of course, they have a team of people helping prep, helping organize, helping create, content, all of that. So I have a newfound respect for it because it is tough.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. I definitely would, for sure. I mean, we're obviously all going to do the day job still, but I feel like it's been, I'm not sure. What do you think?
I think it's been really fun doing it. I like talking about what we're doing and giving the team like a bit of spotlight on what they're doing. I think it's good for the business in general, regardless of JLC TV. So I like.
Yeah. All right. Well, you're here for the ride. Well, hopefully in the new spot we're going to have like a studio.
I heard.
Yeah, but look, we're making do with what we've got, and it's not to say that what we've got isn't good enough. Look, we get what we're given, and we're making it work. I mean, this warehouse, as you can see, is overflowing, but we're still making it work, and we're doing it well. So that's a good question, Rebecca. Thank you.
Kelly says, "Hello, guys."
Hi, Kelly.
Hello, Kelly. Welcome. Bit late to the party, Kelly, but that's okay. That's fine.
She would also like to know what would be the best role to have in JLC.
Oh, asking two different people there, but do you want to go? Or shall I go? Because I'm way more competitive. Yeah. The best role to have in JLC is probably best role to have. Do you know what? I started in the warehouse, so that's fun. Depends what you're after, of course. I would always say it's whatever suits you. I'm going to turn it around on you, Kel. It's whatever kind of fits your style, your working style. Are you an outgoing, or are you detail. If you're detail, I would say you're more customer service, maybe more of the product based role, and then you've got your sales as well. So yeah, but personally, I would say sales just because I'm biased. And
yeah, I think you've got to pick what you're in.
Yeah,
like
sales.
I love doing what I do, that side of things.
Yeah,
but it entirely depends on what you want to do. I don't think I wouldn't say there's any easy jobs in JLC. Everyone has got a hard job to a degree, haven't they? So yeah, I said whatever you enjoy.
And like, where's the like fulfillment in an easy job? You know, like it shouldn't be. I don't think a job should be easy. I mean, I think it would be easy if it came naturally to you, and if you were really fitted, then naturally it would be like it's easy because it's like it's what you do.
But some people do like just doing the bare minimum.
And
not everyone is competitive.
Yeah,
and driven.
Yeah. I understand that, and I understand that people just want to turn up to the same role, no changes. Like, here's what you do, here's the structure, and that's absolutely fine. But yeah, that's not for me. That's not for me.
I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
This is from Natalie. Was it tough coming into smaller business from somewhere more corporate, and what would you say was the main difference?
What question?
I would say just the general process of corporate companies, and everything is literally to the letter, to the book. Then when you come into somewhere like JLC, which is quite early in its journey of obviously being a big like corporate company, I would say all that process change that you've had ingrained in yourself and rules you abide by in a corporate company. You come to somewhere like JLC, and at the start you're like, wow, this is like completely alien to like what I'm used to. And for me, I had to adapt 100% because I couldn't have acted how I did in the corporate world, because it would have just caused too much change at the start. You have to adapt your management style to accommodate what you're dealing with, and you do small little changes at a time, and then you get people kind of on board with what that is, and then eventually it would be, well, if we get when we get to 100 million turnover, it will be a lot more rules in place. It has to be. You've just got so many people doing it. It has to be a bit more official.
Yeah. But you couldn't have made those changes straight away, because it would have just
you would have too many people going against you. You had too many people going against me.
You would have been the least popular person in the business.
Yeah,
I know some of the changes you did straight away were a bit like, who's this new guy? Like, what about this new guy, Luke?
Yeah, I remember when I first came in. Actually, the first thing was clearing a load of stuff in the warehouse. People were like, "Oh my god, I got that sentimental value to me." I was like, when was the last time you used it? I was seeing it like 2 years ago. I was like, get it out.
I think I might have. I'm a little bit of a hoarder. I think I might have had some stuff.
And for me, I want everything on the shelf that we're selling, and there was loads of random stuff on the shelves. Like, why have we got all this random stuff on shelves?
Yeah.
It's like we got other stuff piled up. So yeah, it was little changes like that, but small battles. Pick your battles and then get bigger.
That's a good shout. Yeah, pick your battles. It's not all. Yeah, it's not. It's not all total war, is it? It's small little battles. It's the small little wins.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Thanks.
Yeah, good question.
Aline said we have to come up with a name for you guys. You're the JLC comedy duo.
Hey, nice. Yeah, maybe we will. Operations versus sales or something. I'm not sure. It's gonna have to be something there.
We'll have to, I think.
I think
put that one to the people. See what they come back with in the comments.
Noran says, when did you join JLC again,
Luke? 19th of April 2022.
It's flown by. Is it 19th of April? Right, okay. Oh, so a couple coming up to. Oh no, we're not. Sorry, I'm forgetting where we are.
Yeah,
forgetting where we are.
Noran also says, what advice would you give someone who's looking to market services on social media?
Do you want to take that one?
Is that you, Bex?
No. Well, I would just say just target your audience, and make sure you're targeting the right audience. TikTok Shop is where it's at the minute. Everyone's buying and selling on TikTok Shop.
Content as well. Content.
I just
specific
think.
To
do you know what? I think both of those are valid points. I mean, you got to go where the people are going, right? I mean, the people predominantly are on TikTok, they're on Instagram, and making content is the best way to get your product or your service out there, because nothing spreads quicker than either funny content or a little bit more quirky content. You're seeing. So I went to the cinema the other day, and a lot of the ads that you see before the film, they look like they've just recorded someone's phone. They look like something that you and I would create. And I think it's that level of authenticity that the big companies now are trying to replicate. More often than not, when I'm on Instagram or whatever, I'll see like a bit of content that looks like a bit of content, but then you'll see it's sponsored. It's actually a company trying to like jump on board this this content creating train.
I've seen that. Then you go on and you can see it past
And then when I see ad, I'm like, ooh, no, you're not going to get me. You're not going to get me. Even though I didn't care. Even though if it's kind of funny, and maybe you might accidentally share it. You'd be like, damn it, I shared an ad. Damn it, don't want to be that guy. But I would say, yeah, content creator is probably a very good way of doing it. And you know, like we said, we haven't got a studio. We're in the middle of a warehouse with an iPhone. I'm not saying it's probably quite new, actually. Probably got what have we got? The iPhone 15. Oh, very nice. 15 Pro as well. Very nice. Oh. Yeah, you don't need like the greatest tools. You need just a couple of mics. And I'm not saying that we're going by anytime soon, but you know, you don't need the best of the best to make it dent. Anything else?
She said nice.
Nice. Great. Okay. Cool. Anything else? Any other questions?
Oh, Kelly, do you have in-house training for people that want to evolve and climb the ladder?
Yes. Yeah, we do for operations. Something we think is really important, because it goes back to what I was saying with the tracking, say numbers and KPIs. It goes back to the same with someone's training plan. When people first start, they have a list of like key responsibilities or key things they need to be able to do in the role. And then what we have a traffic light system where they grade themselves, green if they're confident, amber if they're not too sure, and red if they're not confident. So then the actual person carrying out the job grades themselves, and then the team leader or manager then grades them as well, and then they come together and say, right, you've given yourself a green there, I think you're an amber, what can you do to improve?
Wow, that's really cool. Yeah. That's great. I didn't know that. I didn't even know you guys did that. That's great.
Yeah, so that's for the guys, the actual operatives. And then
so is that like in what kind of areas do you like, how do you specify the area?
All of them. So say, for example, we're training somebody on DocuWare, on processing. They'll have purchasing inbox, the portals, so obviously the Beckler computer center portals, and they'll have a breakdown of each individual little thing. How do you deal with an order that's incorrect? And it will just go through, the trainer will go through each little area and just explain it, and then they'll obviously date when they've updated it. And we do that for logistics and the warehouse. The managers are a little bit different, so obviously I have it's more in depth with, say, Arlene, Kat and Arthur. There's more specific areas that we go into, and it's not really like the traffic light system as much, but yeah, we still have a training plan for them on what we think they can improve on, and like where they want to progress and improve.
Okay, that's good.
Kelly says, like maybe Luke, how did you become a director? How did you progress to become a director?
Well, I started as an operations manager, and a lot of the things I did, I probably took on other things that weren't really operations management as well. I got involved with a lot of the BV side of things, was helping put processes in there. Took on the HR side of things here, the building side of things here.
You took on a lot of problems.
Solved a lot
of problems.
And I think if you want to try and progress, you've got to take the stuff that no one else really wants to. Like, people hate HR, people hate health and safety. So coming in from a corporate company as well, I can make myself useful doing that, because no one else wants to do it, and it's a good place to impact. So I would say, just going above and sort of doing things that weren't strictly like your operations manager. I would say that's probably what's done it.
Yeah, I'd say that was probably something in that for sure. Just taking on problems that people don't want to do themselves, and just like always trying to find something that's just going to make everyone's life a little bit easier, and just keep on doing it. I know that, for example, Ricky, he kind of elected himself, and he was the go-to between sales and warehouse. Ricky would go down and have a chat with the warehouse, so he would have a chat with all of the sales teams, so let any problems for the warehouse. He would be that voice of communication, which I thought I was quite impressed with that, actually. And so he was taking on things that wasn't necessarily asked of him, but he just did anyway, because he's good at negotiating between departments and not getting emotional and that kind of stuff. So
it's a good question.
Yeah, it's good. But I've got where we were. Where are we? Anything else?
No other questions at the moment.
Fine. Well, it's okay. Well, look, it's been how many minutes are we in?
20 minutes.
20. Okay, a little bit short this time. That's okay. I think not unless we've got anything from your side.
In terms of operations, we have got one other change that we've got coming in this week.
Go on, hit us.
It's another trial we're doing. There's a lot of changes at the moment. We're actually trialing another courier company at the moment. I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to throw mud at people. But, the current one, we have a few problems with our invoicing, in terms of they bill us incorrectly quite a lot, and it's an extra job we have to do. So got a cheaper alternative that we're trialing this week. And
really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
Which has started today.
Is that in the UK?
Yeah, just UK, yeah. And yeah, we're going to see how that goes and hopefully save us a little bit of money. But yeah, there's a few little things.
Because if it's who I think it is, they've been here with us a while, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So yeah, lots of change going on.
Just little tweaks that we didn't. I mean, like you said, I mean, obviously there are telltale signs there that we might need to look at it with regards to the invoicing, but just little tweaks where you think, oh, okay, we're flying, we're going good, but we've actually been with them for quite a long time, so it's always good just to evaluate.
100%, and it is, the service with them is actually really good. Like this cut, they always turn up, but when you've got someone offering you substantially quite a big saving, then yeah, your head does get turned eventually. If you can, as I said, for me, you're about making the business money. For me, I'm trying to save the company.
Yeah. Well, somebody like me has come to you, haven't they?
Yeah.
They're, hey, look at me. We can offer the same level of service for a fraction of the cost. Why wouldn't you consider it? Just consider us. Trial us.
But the good thing is, with this situation, the ball is in my court, because I've always got people coming to me like trying to sell me things all the time.
Yeah.
Like, be brutal with it. Like, I need this. And they will bend over backwards if they want to give us a trial, which is good.
Nice.
The balls are completely in our court.
Yeah, so you must get loads of people trying to come to you trying to sell you stuff.
Yeah, they always get phone calls into the front office, so I was batting people away. Some people even come straight through there, and I've got Paul and Arthur that like my shields for any salespeople.
Really?
Yeah, if I'm really busy, so they do a good job of stopping anyone coming straight through.
I always like real recognize real sometimes. Like when someone's trying to sell to me, I'm like, I always want to hear their pitch. I've had it before where they pretended to be. That's not good. When you pretend to be something that you're not. Like, for example, we get calls that want to get put through because they want to speak to, and they'll get a name from like in the accountants and talk about finance, or they've got an invoice.
Yeah, I get that all the time.
And it's like, and it's FX trading, and I'm like, you guys, that's a hard racket. It's a tough racket for sure, and I'm sure there's some good ones out there, and we definitely use one ourselves. But and that's not to throw mud at that industry. It's just some of the ones that stuck out for me have been of that industry where they've tried to get through. But if it's a good enough pitch, if it's a good pitch, like cut to the chase, I can learn from that myself, because I'm always trying to do it as well. So I kind of respect it, and I tell the guys upstairs as well. Like if somebody calls up and they're trying to sell, just they're like you, so like treat them with respect. Like if they don't like it, if it's not your thing, it's not your bag, you're not interested, and just say like, I'm not interested.
So do you think I need to start giving these people a chance that are showing the effort to come up as a salesperson? You're probably saying I should.
Look, your time is. Oh, this is interesting now. So it's like if I was to talk to the customer. Obviously,
the opposite way around.
Every time that they approach you, like it may not be your best time. It may not be a time for you, and of course, your time is your own prerogative. Like you have to protect your time. Time is valuable, of course, certainly within limited hours of the day. But so if they've come at the wrong time, then it's the wrong time. So you can't expect to give everyone a chance. But if they're good at what they do and they've identified a good lead, and we've talked about the process, if they've identified you and they've done a good prospect, and they found that you're the right person to speak to, they'll be back.
Yeah,
they'll be back. Maybe if it's the wrong time as well, you don't want to give them time just because you feel bad that you want to give them time, because then you won't actually be giving them their time.
Yeah.
It's like when you say, if you've got a friend that's an interior designer or like a paint decorator or something, and they'll say, we'll give you mates rates. I never take mates rates because I might be going off on a bit of a tangent. I never take mates rates because then if you've like just done them a favor, or if they're doing you a favor, they'll do it as and when, or maybe they'll do it in between jobs. You want to give that person like 100% of your time. You expect to be treated like that. You're not doing them a favor. So there's no favors in this industry. I don't think anything anyway.
And to be fair, actually, you've reminded me. I actually did say yes to one salesman. One person came through and was asking about servicing roller shutter doors.
Interesting. Yeah.
I said I am.
What a niche.
Yeah, but it works. I was like, right, what's your cost? He gave me a leaflet with the cost on. I've got the cost in there, so literally went through. Oh yeah, they're like 100 quid cheaper, or 50, whatever it was, 50 quid cheaper to do it. Just called them up and said, yeah, come and do it. It was simple as that. So
great.
It does sometimes.
Just turned up.
Yeah, it turned up with his leaflet. He had his costs. He had his information there, so I didn't really have to waste too much time talking to him. I was like, because I'm always just direct. What is your service? What is the cost? He said, here you go, mate. Took it through, and it saved us some money. So yeah, it does work sometimes.
I guess that you have to research your customer. Like if I was in his industry and I need to speak to operations directors, operation managers, whoever in that kind of level, I probably know that they want to be straight, they want to be direct, they want you to come with all the information. They don't want to read through like, hope this email finds you well, like all that kind of stuff, like that jargon before.
I think a lot of people get caught up with that though, because a lot of salespeople that come towards me, I said, I just cut through straight away. I said, right, don't waste your time. Tell me how much money you're going to save me, and what is your service you're going to provide me, like what service level. And a lot of them, they bumble and they don't really. Oh, here's a leaflet. I'm not going to be reading through a 10-page leaflet.
No. You need to draw your attention.
You need to tell me the 2 main things I'm after, or else I'm not going to give you the time of day.
Yeah. And actually, it's a thing that they're selling, so it's like it shouldn't be a difficult.
Yeah, you should have a headline thing.
Yeah,
you've not got much time for people.
Yeah.
You mean to
I could be learning something here myself. It's good. It's good. Our customers are slightly different in the sense that we're selling to account managers. We're selling to so it's slightly different, but yeah, very interesting. Yeah, that's cool. All right, well, we went on a little bit of tangent there. That was nice. That was good. I feel like it's always good to talk. Just from I said to you before we started, in terms of for me understanding the operational side, it's always just I find it interesting because it's an area that I just don't know anything about.
Yeah. Clearly. That's good.
And hopefully, likewise, I can
learn lots by talking to all the sales on this. So that's good.
Cool. All right, great. Well, if we haven't got any more questions,
that
has been episode 53. Thank you so much, guys, and we will see you again tomorrow because this happens every day, 1 p.m. And tomorrow is
Random Thursday.
It's Random Thursday. Well, we're going to come up with something random.
Actually, 'cause we didn't have it last
No, okay, all right. Random Thursday. We're going to come up with something random. Stay tuned.